welcome back to the LEC. We're tied now 1-1 in this match between BDS and Fnatic. Loser goes to the World Qualifying Series to play versus Golden Guardians. Winner moves on to Montpellier, a shot at the finals, and third seed guaranteed at Worlds. This is Vedi. I love him. Don't let any propaganda or pre-break roll convince you otherwise.
That. Yeah, we're
that is fake news.
Yep. And we're in a great mood because we just ate pizza.
Oh my god, it's such
Hope
a great
you're all
mood.
at home having a great time, enjoying your Saturday evening. Interesting series. We were talking backstage a little bit about like, okay, so let's say you get rid of the Karthus, then what about Tristana? And if you did want to let the Karthus go through, like, how are you going to answer the Tristana problem? And it feels like, is this series going to be about Tristana Karthus? Is that ultimately what this best of 5 is going to boil down to around? How do you navigate around these two champions when it comes to the draft?
I felt like a lot of Fnatic's strengths in the XL series specifically were about Humanoid on this Tristana, how many resources he could get in a side lane, how much of a threat he was as we got to later stages of the game. So wouldn't mind seeing it taken off the boards, taken out of his hands, but the Karthus was oppressive. And if you're in a situation where you're not confident that you can stop him from getting any kind of early game lead, I understand why you'd want to take it off the board, but picks and bans have been tricky thus far. My big question is, do we get closer games, or are we going to continue to see the team that is on blue side build some sort of edge in draft that they can leverage in game, and we just get stomp after stomp after stomp?
It's a very good question. Let's see if they can change things up. I think for Fnatic, they'll still be cautious of the Ivern, but I think BDS's way of dealing with the Karthus has to be targeting Tristana with their blue side now if they want to first pick it. There's some other champions that work. You know, the Renekton worked. I think that can be a power pick. The Jace can work as well with the Karthus. Despite that game that we saw in Game 1, I feel like with better side lanes and more AD in the draft, it wouldn't be the worst. Jace poke lands, Karthus ult before the objective, you found your way in. So, two conundrums in the jungle for both teams.
Very excited. As you can see, the players are on stage getting ready. Headset checks, mouse checks, keyboard checks, everything being checked as we get ready to jump into draft. I just think the word sounds nice. Check. Mic check.
Should play more chess.
Why? Oh, because how did I not see that one? You know, silly.
Walked into that.
I did.
Miss Lethal.
There it is. So you can find Lethal here this time around. BDS again returning to the blue side. They had the luxury of side selection as the losers in the previous game. Rel, Talia, bans remaining relatively consistent.
Probably going to see a Seri ban as well.
You see what I did with the Rel relative?
I did.
Okay, all right.
I just chose to ignore it. Karthus banned.
Wow. So what's the Tristana situation?
All the fun is now gone from this series.
Okay,
Here comes Evelyn with the steel chair!
I'll be impressed if she can get a wicker chair based on what we've seen.
All right, well, what does the priority now become? Is Zeri still going to be banned away? Zaya's going to be taken off.
Do Fnatic ban Tristana?
It's Maokai Sejuani again, friends.
No.
It's Maokai Sejuani, it's Tristana Jace, it's LeBlanc perhaps, it's Renekton, it's...
Is Nuke going to take it away from Humanoid? That's the big question that I have.
They have to, right?
I feel like you have to.
They're going to go Tristana Maokai. It's Tristana Sedge, Renekton on 3. Feels a bit tough to play if you give over that champion. But they're going to go for the Maokai. Maybe they are confident with some kind of Maokai LeBlanc, perhaps?
Maybe because they're arguing that, like, Trist, Sedge, or...
Oh.
They don't want it either.
Oh.
Well, we're just passing back and forth.
They will always pick Darius into Renekton Sejuani. I feel like that was telegraphed in the last couple series BDS played. Especially up against, I think it was SK, was it, where they went for the Renekton Sejuani or something Sejuani?
Yeah.
They'll always go Darius into it. I feel like the Darius is actually, maybe Jace even for BDS could be good playing with that Maokai.
Well, they're playing with the hovers here. We'll see what they actually want to lock in into this matchup.
It's going to be
Yeah, there it is. As expected, Tristana would make a lot of sense here.
So what is Fnatic cooking here then? If they give, are they going to pick Jace here now? Are they going to pick LeBlanc here now? They should have known that blinding Sejuani and Renekton will lead to Darius. Not taking away Tristana, BDS will easily pick it up with Maokai.
As long as it's not Annie. You could do a Azir. They might lock in. They won't lock in their AD carry. Yeah, it's Azir. Okay, so that means that we're looking at a Fnatic either Ezreal bot lane, or we're looking at maybe even the Aphelios once more.
My question for Fnatic when they look back on this draft is, what counter pick to Tristana was so scary that you felt like you had to pick Sejuani there? Because you could have picked anything. Like, no, Sejuani wasn't going to be contested.
Well, again, so I think that the logic is that Fnatic couldn't do Trist because they don't want to do Trist Sedge, or they didn't want to do Jace Sedge. So they said, well, if we can't do that, then we may as well guarantee our Renekton, because Renekton Sejuani is the lane that you can actually play through.
They just do Renekton Tristana though.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think that there might have been something else there.
But then they would have said, what jungler could they have put it with?
Because they pick Sejuani and stuff on 3, they could pick.
But I think that's the point. They don't want Sejuani with the Trist, is what I think that Fnatic didn't want.
Maybe. But now they play up against it. We'll see how they deal with it. I think the Azir is a good, not match into the Tristana in terms of lane phase or whatever it may be, but he can start to contest the push and he'll be stronger later in the game. Now it's just a case
surprises me.
Kalista bans come out. I mean, maybe they think that's the pressure point lane they don't want to play against because they'll have the blind support, right? Brown ban, stopping the Kog'Maw Brown. Rakan is up, but still you can't pick that on 4 here for Fnatic. I mean, you can, but it's going to be a bit tricky into Nautilus.
I mean, the thing is, Labrov, you know, it's a champion that's been banned against Labrov pretty consistently. So I wonder if Fnatic are willing to just blind it on 4 to get it out of his hands.
I also think, you know, if you do a Philios here, that's gone as well now. So what are you looking at here? Samira, Varus, Jinx? Maybe Lucian?
Yeah, it could be Jinx, actually. Do they just lock Nautilus here, maybe? No, it was the... Well, I mean, Ezreal was the one that I was thinking of earlier, yeah.
Sivir obviously banned, I believe, in our first game's champion select, so something that could be prioritized here, but the luxury of counterpick for AD. Tristana technically remains a flex, although I think it's 90%.
I'm not surprised that they want Nautilus here. They want a little bit more engaged because they think that Sejuani is probably not enough by itself. That gives them more of a front line, and now they just need range, so they can wait to see what the final lane to carry lock-in is.
Yeah, I can see Nautilus on 4 because of the brown ban. Makes sense to just take that away because they were scared of AD carry plus Nautilus. But now BDS can play, what can they play? Sivir Lulu if they want, they can go an Alistar. Emilio would be a bit tough.
I mean,
Rakan,
Sivir,
they can just tank the L into the Nautilus.
Sivir into Nautilus not going to feel too bad here, at least in the early stages of the game. Obviously,
I don't love Rakan, though.
I don't either, but for Labrov, as a player, I think it's an incredible pick, even if it has some difficult matchups or difficult interactions into the opposing composition. And Sivir on the hunt, paired alongside Adam's Darius. Pretty good. Solid interaction.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred the Lulu. Regardless, doesn't matter. That's what they've decided to go for. And it looks like the Fnatic are also going to go back to comfort for Noah with the Jinx hover. Picking Ezreal. Oh, I was going to say picking Ezreal into this. While I think it makes more sense for the comp, I'm not sure they necessarily want to pick it into Sivir. I seem to recall Sivir being an old school answer into Ez, especially early game, because he doesn't have the strongest wave clear, and Sivir can really just keep him perma-pushed underneath his tower, and now his Qs can just be tanked for the spell shield to help her provide sustain in lane. And then eventually she should outscale, obviously not necessarily in terms of range, but in terms of her team fighting potential. So I'm a little surprised to see the Ez answer, but I guess that from a comp perspective, it makes sense. Double long range with the Ezreal and Azir does give you fantastic scaling, really good poke as well, really good objective control around those Drakes and Baron.
Yeah, it's good overall. I feel like in hindsight, maybe Fnatic just going Ezreal on 4 is the best. You know, if they pick Rakan, you can go something like Alistar into Sivir Rakan, right? Makes a bit more sense. If they go Rakan, you can even go Leona. If they take the Nautilus, you can play Leona as well. I feel like the Ezreal Nautilus lane is a bit... I mean, I don't think there's much you can action on it. Nautilus wants to all in, Ezreal wants to play a little bit safer, and it's like a sacrifice kind of AD carry. So as much as the Nautilus is into Rakan, I don't think they get a lot of value with the Ezreal, but we'll see how it goes. I think the range they have is good, and we'll see if they can deal with BDS's. I think the BDS Maokai ult plus Tristana plus Sivir ult and Rakan is just so much threat in the river that I'm not sure if Fnatic are going to be able to deal with it without losing flashes or members.
Yeah, I agree.
It's certainly going to be tricky to navigate. See if Fnatic can find some strength from the bottom side, as the duo overall maybe not the strongest. Ezreal pre-first base though. Obviously a champion that can be difficult to deal with if you can find angles on those skill shots. Razork as well. Known for going bot lane, known for ganking bot. We'll see if he looks to do that in this one or if he uses the powers of Sejuani and Renekton to pay a bit more attention towards the top side. BDS looks like they might have something cooking for level 1 here.
1-1 tied up. Fnatic and BDS. Winner will move forward in the season finals, secure a spot in Montpellier. Loser will go up against Golden Guardians for the 4th seed between North America and Europe for qualifying for the World Championship. Going to be an exciting outcome regardless. We talked about BDS setting something up in this early level 1. Looks like they're not going to push much further on the top side of the map. Labrov makes his way back towards bot. They've kind of left this bot jungle completely exposed. An opportunity. Now they have to kind of respect it. Labrov is cautious of that brush, as he rightly should be.
I think that Labrov's been getting caught out a little bit these last 2 games. Game 2, you can't blame him too much because they were so far behind. But yeah, game 1, just death after death after death for no reason.
I think redemptions in the fights as he was able to land that 4-man Brum ultimate, but right before that in the game, he did die 2 times consecutively, kind of overstaying, trying to contest vision, or maybe positioning just a bit too aggressively, so see if he can clean that up. Yep. Of course, the luxury of Rakan is he's got a lot more mobility options, but unlike the Brum, a lot squishier if he does get caught out.
That timing stings, doesn't it? Humanoid was covering off this walk-in. Now what'll happen is Adam will walk up to Razork, stop him from doing red, Sheo will get level 2, and then they'll threaten to steal the red buff away. So this is disaster for Sejuani.
And a BDS classic, using the power in this early game of the Darius to disrupt enemy jungle pathing. Sheo now coming in with level 2, and they can maybe set their sights just continuing to contest this buff.
Razork should know that the jungle is around here. His Raptors are down, he has to go to the bot side camps and hope his bot lane gets pushed. Sheo can take red Krugs and then threaten something top, or he can finish his red, run through mid and try to cover off his own bot side.
And obviously this play is good for a number of reasons, but key among them I believe is isolating this top lane matchup. You know, Sejuani Renekton notoriously strong here. Now there's really no angle for Razork to return to the top side of the map unless he just wants to give up so much gold from the bottom lane.
I will say, BDS's game plan today has been make Wunder sad.
Which is funny because it feels poetic to me, because when Oscar Renan came in, that was everyone's plan against Oscar.
Yes, it
and
was.
Now it's everyone's plan against Wunder. So it feels consistent for top laners that are coming in and are new to the stage, and certainly, or returning to the stage, and certainly for Fnatic top laners.
It's quite funny, you know, Wunder hasn't played for a while, comes back to the LEC and he's like, I see that nothing has changed.
Yep.
Everyone likes making my lane miserable, and he's going to be isolated from his jungle. It's going to be a difficult matchup.
I really like what pathing Sheo took out of the jungle. So he ran like this and then went towards his bot camps instead of running through mid, which is shorter to Raptors to start clearing faster. And that means that Wunder is still unaware. Like I said, he's not really sure where Sheo is. He could have finished Krugs, he could be looking for a top dive. Wunder has to permanently be scared until they find Maokai, because quote-unquote he's on the weak side right now. His jungler's giving up top lane, he's sacrificed everything, and Sheo's been on his bot camps. But Razork has to make sure. Razork has to make sure that Sheo's down here, because he could be clearing his top. There could be a free red buff here, but there isn't. Now Wunder knows jungle's bot side, but for that period of a minute and a half, Wunder had to give up all top push.
Oh, and he's been able to dodge it as well. And the thing is, the damage is already done topside, right? You look at the CS discrepancy already starting to be built up. Wunder doing what he can. Will tick over to level 4, of course. But BDS off to a strong start, setting up their top laner for success. And credit to Adam, he so far has had a great series.
Can we get a camera on Razork here? Because he has no job right now. He has nothing to farm. He was looking bot. Now he's going to look towards mid. His Raptors are respawning soon, so he's going to go cover those off by the looks of it. But Sheo might contest him there. Humanoid's ready to match, trying to find where this Maokai is. He should be on top craft. I think Fnatic will know that information, and now he's spotted. Oh, that's big for Razork.
Huge.
And now it's just a case of Sheo having smite and wanting to force his Raptors down. So this will come back to bite him a bit, because he can't get these Raptors. So more XP, but he's pulling Wunder.
Wunder willingly going to sacrifice a little bit here on the top side, meanwhile on the bottom lane. Server's highlighting a bit of something. That's the E-Flash coming in. Trymbi taking his time there. Spell Shield now comes out. The hook immediately going to fall off. Noah, the Ignite now ticking, trying to burn through Crownie. Flash it, trying to finish the job. Noah takes a tower shot. So close to perfection, but the tower will finish the job as Labrov makes it a 1-for-1. Adam, though, has the passive fully stacked. So much additional AD. Wunder starting to burn down as Sheo and Adam fish for a play here.
Look at the bot wave, though. It's so good for Fnatic. They just need to stop this from crashing. Noah should be out of base. They denied a lot of creeps there. I don't think Trymbi can hold this. Gonna take way too much damage. He's gonna have to base anyway. So he's gonna let it crash. I think he'll lose a melee and maybe a cannon. Noah, but great play from him. Ease forwards, forces Labrov to W him, then flashes over it to get the Q on the Crownie.
So a lot of things just happen in a very quick succession. We look back at this play in the bot lane, so Crownie pretty low on mana. The flash E in from Trymbi that we saw in game 1. The passive will connect. The Q gets spell shields to get a bit of health back for Crownie. We don't have time though, as we're back to live.
Sheo, little point click engage, double dash to the wave, hoping to just clear the wave out, knowing that his death is inevitable. Healing up and buying a bit more time as Adam just gonna pick up the creeps here.
That is a classic. Go into brush, pretend to have based. Wunder uses all of his skills on the wave, and then the jungler shows up. This will, of course, give Razork a window. Still only level 3. If he's able to secure this, it will take them over to level 4. Knowing that Sheo is on the top side of the map, this should go uncontested, and the first dragon for Fnatic.
It's a bit of a tough situation for Wunder because the wave is just so bad, and his jungler can't come topside because he has to recover himself in this game, right?
It's been a tough series for Wunder.
Yeah, he's been left on an island. Wunder's option is to lose 20 CS on a freeze or crash the wave and die and be able to get experience and get level 6 and actually have some form of top pressure. Those are your options because your jungler is just, he has to bail himself out. He has to go bot side. He can't sit top level 3 at 6 minutes.
The only good news for Wunder is you can see he did just recently use his TP. Adam not having it meant that at the very least Wunder could still get this wave close enough underneath the tower that this should bounce back towards him. He is still level 6. And while the difference is still 500 gold, it's not the end of the world. Wunder isn't completely down and out yet. Another gank top could very well spell disaster for him. We'll have to wait and see.
Rob walking up here. Not really the burst damage present here on the bottom side of the map to take Labrov out. At least with only 2 members. Is Humanoid doing pretty well in these trades, but Nuke clearly much more focused on just getting this wave in.
The pings once again. You see Adam, the moment that he has push in that top lane, what does he do? Move into the bottom river, move into Fog of War. This forces Humanoid to play defensively, but you can see that ward that he's dropped on the Raptors. This will give information as to when Razork finally decides to show up. He does this all the time. When he played against G2, that's where they killed Yak on the Evelyn. He sat in that bush and he waited for him to show up.
They killed him bot, and then he walked up and contested right there, and they killed him a second time. And, you know, credit to Adam, so good at consistently transitioning his lane pressure into bigger advantages for his team. Just tracking Razork in the early game, going to make it so much easier for his bottom lane and for Sheo to know exactly what the right move is.
So tough level 1 for Razork, but after these Raptors, he's level 6. You know, Sheo's going to maybe get 6 off these Krugs. Can't tell how many he's got to clear out still, but he's recovered. He's back in it. Wunder suffered a little bit on that weak side, having no vision on enemy jungler, and then, of course, dying on the push out. But he's level 6 now. Adam trying to get information on the red buff, see where the Sejuani is. He's playing like his jungler's right behind him.
That's a great little set of mind games there. Razork is suspicious that Adam could be sitting in that brush. Look at this bot lane right now.
Crownie is going to get hooked. Now the Ezreal comes out. Massive damage on the Crownie. Crownie getting it taken out instantly, and Labrov should just be next. Trymbi now on the hunt. Nuke coming down. Sheo in the area. Nothing else going to be picked up there, but an excellent 2v2 kill from the side of Fnatic.
What a Crownie who used the spell shield on there. The Ezreal was being channeled as he used it. I think maybe Trymbi got it off with his E or something. Exhaust even still up for Noah. They had no chance whatsoever in that fight, so really big plays coming out of the Fnatic bot lane here to trade kills in the 2v2, most notably onto Crownie though, and the kills going to Noah.
And 2 times in a row that they've played very well around Sivir spell shield, and both times it's been able to connect critical abilities.
I think Labrov was supposed to block this, but he behind his AD carry. So then the spell shield gets blocked by the E of the Nautilus.
Yeah.
And it's a comedy of errors there.
I've seen that before. I don't know if it was Labrov, but the Rakan went to shield someone, and then he ended up being behind. And then, of course, the false sense of security, the hook still connects onto the AD carry.
Oh, Trymbi. Oh, he just hit the Mickey.
Oh, that was
so you're saying it's an MVP play?
It's an MVP play. I'm sorry to throw Mickey on the bus, but I remember Mickey doing that so well.
It's okay. Trymbi, you walked that one off. You had a great bot lane 2v2.
We're learning. You can't Q flash on Nautilus.
I mean,
behind on Rakan.
The supports are now even. Yeah, there you go. The scales have been balanced. All is right in the world.
Good guy, Trymbi.
Yeah, thanks for educating the viewers at home, Trymbi. Yeah. Really valuable there. Razork going to use this opportunity to steal away the bot side camps. It's been in Sheo jungle a lot today. Finds a good window as BDS do secure themselves that Herald. Now, where will they put it is the question. They could definitely do with a bit of an influx of gold back into the bot lane. Of course, Crownie losing in these 2v2s is frustrating for BDS, but it's not the end of the world. The scaling on Sivir is still very real.
And obviously went Cole first, so the plan kind of always was scaling from the side of Crownie, as expected, into this matchup. Sitting comfortably thus far, 400 gold lead for Ezreal, not going to amount to too much quite yet, just shores up the gold deficit you put yourself in when you buy a tier early on. Meanwhile, across the rest of the map, small gold leads for both Adam and Sheo. But Wunder still farming, still sitting pretty comfortably. So overall, a quiet game, only a 300 overall gold difference alongside the Drake for Fnatic.
Rob putting down a heap of wards on his bot side jungle. Maybe doesn't have the sweeper up just yet. Razork needs to take a base, but basing in this kind of scenario, Drake's in 40 seconds. Your support's just come out of base with 3-4 wards ready. You can't really afford to base in a scenario like this. He's probably sitting on almost 1,000 gold, so it's tough for him. He's gonna have to stick around. Not the strongest, but doesn't matter. That's the bot push. He needs vision.
Service, could you do me a quick favor and click on Wunder for me? I'd love to see.
Clicked.
Yeah, so 60 seconds on that TP, and I'm looking at that bot ward. one of the big advantages you have when playing into Adam's Darius specifically is that he doesn't run the TP.
Yeah.
And so the second that that TP becomes available, this ward, we saw it in game 1. Fnatic didn't pull the trigger, but we've seen them make these plays before, and it could be a window for Fnatic to really blow the game open.
Oh, Trymbi, Sheo, Humanoid immediately gonna hand deliver him again. It's the Wimbledon. They just keep making it work. Hand delivering these picks. The stun now gonna come in. Labrov got nowhere else to run. Just barely gonna make it out. Ignite ticking, but will not get the job done. Meanwhile, in the picture-in-picture, Adam's getting things kicked off. Nuke will not go down.
Adam and Wunder trading flashes there. Dragon should be Fnatic's. Really nice play from Trymbi on the face check. How did he get in that bush? Did he just walk through? Did he hex flash over the Dragon pit? I'm sure we'll see, but yeah, that hook, huge. Humanoid was instantly ready to follow up. Everyone was there. Ults were layered, and we're talking about that TP, but the 4v4, their force was just on point.
Well executed there from Fnatic. Of course, it doesn't balloon the gold lead or anything. We're pretty much dead even, but oh, he just walked into it. They didn't have vision. He saw the opportunity. He's able to slide and glide on it with Humanoid right there to follow up. Labrov using his mobility to create enough space between him and Fnatic that he's able to get away to safety. But now BDS make their way towards top.
Firing back, that's the Maokai ultimate coming out, gonna pull him right into the root. Wunder now locked up, a bit more damage onto Trymbi, but Trymbi in the area is crucial as Labrov a bit over-aggressive to go in, but the Ignite now ticking. Nothing to heal up, 25 health, what? What did you shield him? The tiniest bit of health coming in for the refillable potion to keep him standing, 135. Wunder's health total.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things that healed him there. Could be something like the second wind if he's running it, but still lives through the damage. Doesn't run the second wind, so yeah. Gets the healing. I think either way, he was just short of lethal anyway without that healing. Labrov investing the Ignite to get that. Doesn't have the ultimate up to get the finisher. The Herald's up in 230. BDS have just put their bot lane here to try and shake up the map state.
A lot of resources used to try and make that play happen for it to ultimately fall short. Humanoid getting so much time alone on the bottom side of the map to grab a plate for himself. So costing a decent amount of gold as well as the cooldowns of the Sivir ultimate and Maokai ultimate just to even try that.
Look at Wunder and Humanoid in the river here. They're both just kind of moving towards bot. I guess, oh, okay, so they're reassigning Wunder back into the Adam matchup as they send Humanoid back over towards mid. I would have thought that they would keep Humanoid bot just because he does have the TP available. But I guess they don't really want him playing into Nuke's Tristana.
It was the Dorange.
Good old Dorans, thank you.
Catching that one.
I think it was the Dorans, but yeah. Top push coming in for Wunder. And I think the Azir pick's been doing pretty well so far into this Tristana. It's what we were keeping our eye on, the Karthus Tristana, and the Tristana now down almost 20 CS of Humanoid starts pushing this in. Doesn't have TP to come back to this lane, so Sivir will take over. And we know what Azir can do if he's left to free farm, and Humanoid's pushing in, sitting on a lot of gold, I expect, with just a lost chapter right now, so he probably has his mythic in base.
I can't fully make out what Trymbi is saying, but whenever he's closer to the caster desk, we always just hear him saying things.
Very vocal.
Yeah, coming up with a lot of plans right now. The resets will come in from Trymbi. He's making his way towards bottom. Sheo is hovering, but that ward will spot him out. You see the Labrov also on the top side, getting a bit of information, potentially threatening a dive, but with the ward there, he'll likely choose to back away.
You can see as we crest over and plates fall away, 6 plates to 3. Fnatic overall a bit more control in this early game, even if the gold is overall still relatively close. The double carries, though, from Fnatic, the ones with the lead, pretty crucial as we get later into the game.
Humanoid really needs to get the space off. He must be sitting on so much gold. Just got cancelled again. BDS know that he's trying to base, so they're trying to force a fight. Pushing Noah back. There's no objective, luckily for them, but Humanoid's greeting. Yeah, he's on 2k gold. He's staying for another wave. Doesn't want to give any kind of damage on this mid tower, and he can TP back. He's got 30 seconds till the Herald spawns, so we get an extra component. He pushes this one wave in to take that reset, I imagine.
Trying to go for it.
I need to go top.
Yeah, Nuke providing this point of pressure. No real response yet from the side of Fnatic. Do they want to just let this wave fall away? It is a demolished Tristana, no plates left. She will shred through that objective if just left alone.
Oh, he is going to TP, right?
Being in anyway.
He doesn't want to overcommit. He recognizes that there's a Nautilus sitting in that tri-bush right now. Says that, you know what, I'm going to disengage from this. 130 on the Dragon. Herald is up. BDS are going to start this one off. Now, money has been spent. Wunder has no TP, and Adam is already making his way up towards the Herald. This will give a numbers advantage to BDS. They just have to buy time.
Yeah.
Fnatic find the fight.
Fnatic want to contest. They have to contest it now. Adam about 5 seconds ahead of the Renekton. Fnatic, I think, going to be forced to retreat back over this wall. Smite now coming in. But Sheo will secure the objective.
It's not a bad idea for Fnatic to try and poke and prod their way in. They could try and force Summer out of Crownie here, just going to spell shield W, but that's Maokai ult down for the Dragon fight, right? So now Fnatic, they don't get the Herald, but they can push out top and mid. Wunder can take a reset, come back towards bot. They're first to bot side because BDS has to take resets. And now there's no Maokai ult for this Dragon, which will be their sole point. So we'll see what BDS does to try and figure that problem out, because it's going to be a bit tough to face check and force Fnatic back without that ultimate.
Rob laying down some vision on the top side. Is Adam just going to do his best to take away these Raptors from Razork, forcing out the smite?
It's kind of awkward though, because now Fnatic's sitting top lane with Azir with no TP and Dragon spawning. If Humanoid commits to this bot side and tries to get this Dragon soul point, this Tristana is going to take a top tier 2, and even then can still threaten to TP in for a fight. So it's a bit awkward. Nuke's going to take the base now, and where he TPs will decide a lot. I think staying here could be good. Yeah, he's going to stay. I think this is much more pressure than taking a reset and matching the 5v5 bot.
I agree with you. He's making the smart choice here. Humanoid's kind of forced a group of his team. Yep. Right now, it is Fnatic that have control over the river. Their vision is being slowly cleared out. Control what is available for Trymbi. He should be able to deny that ward. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Nuke didn't base though, so I think BDS is called here with his Tristana single on the goal. Nuke's probably saying, guys, just stall them. Don't take the fight. They have no TPs. Unless he's going to base here and TP in.
Yeah, I
looks like it. He's not going to continue pushing top tier 2. I'm surprised, but it looks like they're going to open the fight. Yeah, Maokai ults up in 8 seconds.
Keeping the pressure up.
Oh,
He already used the Herald in the mid lane, so now just want to pressure top side as well. Maybe hoping to get an extra tower in exchange for putting Fnatic at soul point.
Yeah, Nuke's still going. They're giving it.
Charge influx. BDS now might try to start the fight as well. 4 members in the area. TP top means they know it's at least a 4 core. Adam going to leap in, but the instant response from Razork. Labrov with the follow-up. There's just too much CC. BDS shredding Fnatic alive. Noah can't do a damn thing, and Razork just has to get the hell out of there. But Wunder looking for a bit of redemption on the top side, trying to get away from Nuke. The rocket coming out, knocking him back.
Humanoid did not get to move. The chain CC from BDS was immaculate. They find themselves 2 quick kills at the loss of the Drake. Maybe they can convert this into another town. No, they're not going to overstay. Well fought by BDS, but the objective's still going down in favor of Fnatic.
That was a really interesting Dragon dance. Nuke stays top, actually cancelled his base, was pushing in. Wunder thinks Dragon's secured, so he TP's top to try and make it so, well, we'll hold this tier 2. Then Nuke TP's in to try and counter it to make it so it's a 5v4, but Wunder flash and stops his teleport anyway. But it's Fnatic that lose out on the 4v4. BDS get the ults up, they just run at Fnatic and they land such crucial spells onto the Azir. He's going to flash here to stop the TP. So it's a bit of a weird state happening in the top side. Both teams trying to juggle that top lane push plus the Dragon. But yeah, Fnatic thought it was secure. That's why Wunder went top. Otherwise, he would have stayed around to make sure they're safe.
I mean, small oversight there from Wunder, but a good response from BDS overall. They were in a power position. You were kind of setting it up earlier, Caedrel, talking about the options that Nuke had on the Tristana. But at the end of the day, Adam now finds himself with 3 kills, working towards his second item. A 2.5k goal lead is what BDS is sitting on because they have 2 towers to Fnatic's none. And even though it felt like Fnatic had these advantages in the early game, BDS are slowly starting to run away with it. This goal difference between the top laners is something we've consistently seen so far this series. Not to really Wunder's fault, as he has been isolated from his jungler pretty consistently.
Similar to game 2 as well, Adam remains the focal point. It was the early gank that went to his Jax that ultimately could not turn into a win because of the Karthus. Now it's him on the top side, trying to shred through Wunder. Full stacks in the passive there. He does a ton of damage. Walking in, stride breaking, will just run right back out. Sheo there to cover the dive.
He has no flash, he's underneath the tier 2. Razork was around. Let's throw the ultimate out. Fnatic looking for this bot tier 1. I think BDS will try and group and get the mid tower.
Razork. Maybe an angle here to get things kicked off. Next flash over the wall, trying to lock up Crownie. Ulti coming out, and again, the layering is perfect for the spell, but Crownie this time around is ready. He will manage to survive, and Adam coming in as well. Fnatic, do they want to commit anything else? They've already lost Razork. They will just walk away.
I mean, skill shots missed left, right, and center from Fnatic. BDS, I mean, Crownie should have died, and he's able to walk away with his life. The collapse was very quick from BDS as well. And they end up finding a kill onto Razork. They'll lose this mid tier 1, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, bit of a mess when it came to that little skirmish around Raptor.
Yeah, they missed the hook, then missed the Sejuani ult, then Razork will miss the Q as well. It's really good positioning by Trymbi, sweeping the ward. So Crownie sees the Nautilus clearing the ward, but maybe didn't expect the Hex Flash. He was looking mid. Hook misses. Ult gets cancelled. No, it doesn't actually. It gets an auto attacker on E from Ezreal. Now the Sejuani ult goes wide, and now the Sejuani Q after the root. No, he got dragged down there. Maybe it was some kind of spectator issue, but
I think knockback by Nuke ultimate there.
Oh,
yeah, it
right.
definitely was.
Yeah,
You're right. Nice spot. So 2 skill shots missed that should have landed onto, well, the hook onto Sivir especially.
It it was also just a weird fight because Fnatic started that with a numbers deficit. Wunder kind of had to go the long way around, which meant that Adam could get there first, and it was already like a 4 versus 3 to start. The TP from Humanoid was also kind of delayed, so it felt like not the ideal fight for Fnatic to take. BDS, of course, going to be pretty happy with it overall.
First strike, red smite, Maokai.
I was going to say, Noah eating forward there with a lot of confidence, not ready for that cat to just tear up his face.
Wunder has TP up in a sec. There's the Ezreal ult for vision. They're going to see it. They can use the Maokai ult to finish if they want.
Stepping in. Razork comes down. Razork into the midst of the pit. Who will secure it in the end? And he gets it! Razork finds the steal, and now Fnatic need to get the hell out. They sacrifice their jungler to secure the Baron, but Crownie and the rest of the BDS on the hunt will not get anything else.
Oh, BDS. I want to say that the idea was good, but they just kind of flipped it, right? They thought that they had caught Fnatic with their pants down. They thought that they could rush it without Fnatic being able to react, but Razork was there. He was able to get into the pit. I don't even think he had flash at the time.
Yeah,
he just cues over the wall, procs the aftershock, has the passive too, drops below top 100 and smites it away. Like, just a questionable Baron play now puts Fnatic in a very confident position to set up for this 4th Drake.
Yeah, maybe they thought they could rush it down before Razork was in the area.
I mean, that's the idea, right? Try and catch him off guard, but
yeah,
the Ezreal ult spots it out. He literally just cues over the wall, steals it, like, all right, cool, thanks.
And the Maokai ult's it's traveling over the wall of the Baron pit, but he cues over before he gets rooted, so he can actually get in the pit. Trymbi, nice hook buffer on the pullback. Dragon's up, that's Soul for Fnatic. Wunder spacing, he's got TP, he can TP in mid if he wants to. And then they can look to take this fight. No flash on Crownie just yet. That's Soul waiting for Fnatic.
Goal just about dead even. Fnatic almost 2 minutes left on their Baron, but if they win this fight, they're going to be able to take so much off the map. But the flank from Labrov could be clutch. He has been spotted on the ward. They know that this is coming. Ulti coming in from the Maokai. Crownie trying to take this one away. That's the Dragon coming in for BDS. Soul denied. Wunder immediately into the backline.
Wunder.
Massive damage. Noah leaps forward, finds the Mystic shot. Sheo on the backline can do absolutely nothing as Humanoid tears through the Fnatic and the Baron. They might not have got the Dragon, but they are sure as hell taking the fight.
What an engage onto the Sivir. Nuke's gonna fall as well. Sejuani ult was still up. Noah landing damage on the backline as well to help his top and support secure the kill onto Crownie. And BDS thought they had the position to try and deny that Soul, and as much as they got the Dragon itself, Fnatic's engage was on point.
Now, I missed it in the actual fight, but it looked like Trymbi got like a 2 or 3 man knockup, which was immediately followed up with Wunder. I mean, we're gonna look back at the fight now. So remember that Labrov is looking for this flank from the back, but they have to play this front-to-back fight initially. And keep your eyes on Crownie.
Just flashes in here.
Yeah, the ultimate there. Oh, it's so well played. Gets the 2-man. Oh, he had. Oh, because it goes onto Tristana. Tristana jumps over them. Yeah. The knockup from the ultimate from the Nautilus means that both get knocked up into the 3rd knockup, and then the flashing from Wunder into the cleanup.
No flash on Sivir. No flash on Sivir, and Wunder and Trymbi making sure they gap close. Well played by Noah as well.
And Noah, yeah, I think the kind of the unsung hero there, just uncontested as he does so much damage, but Wunder as well, despite his deficit, 3.3k in that fight. Fnatic really making up for some of the mechanical mistakes in the previous play we saw around their Raptors. Good execution, and now a pretty decent advantage at this stage of the game. 4.2k Baron power play.
I mean, this game, Noah and Trymbi really have just gapped the bot lane off BDS. We saw 2 2v2 kills. The first one being a 1-for-1, the second just being a straight-up kill onto Crownie. It wasn't a massive advantage in the early laning phase, but now Noah is just having a much better game overall. Using his range to his advantage, a 1.1k gold lead now. Very strong on this Ezreal.
Looking over the wall. I think forward is lying in wait. Maybe they can land a bit of poke, but they won't pull the trigger. This tower might fall here from BDS. They're 5-manning mid. You know, Fnatic need to push out these side lanes. They're looking at a top tier 1. They're looking at an Azir push bolt into moving mid, or your team moving into the Azir. So now it's BDS that will have to back away, and Fnatic will start to step forwards. Baron buffs off.
And it's an interesting position in the game because they do get objective bounties, but they're not at that large of a gold deficit. So just picking up that 1 bounty gets them back within touching distance of Fnatic, 1.7k. Again, not the biggest deal in the world. Downside for BDS is a lot of that money is in Sheo's back pocket, which makes it not too impactful at this stage of the game. Humanoid, though, with the sizable individual lead with Razork there to back him up, and it looks like Nuke might just be done for, but Humanoid not even going to go in on that play. Sees Sheo and knows that there's nothing to be had.
Flash, looks happy with that. Noah looks at the snipe. Won't be able to find it. Nuke not shopping while he's basing. will choose to just walk back to base now as Fnatic begin their siege. Now, we've seen many teams lose games in this lane specifically, but it seems that Fnatic are not going to overstay their welcome. They'll just secure the tower and then back away to safety.
Yeah, a lot of spikes coming through. You can see the Serilda's ready for Ezreal soon, and then the Void Stab for Humanoid. That's penetration on both mid and AD when it comes to this front line of BDS, and they should start to melt through them more and more, especially with the range and the summoners being up and the gap closed that BDS are kind of lacking. Other than maybe a Rakan flash knock-up, the follow-up becomes difficult.
Yeah, and for Adam, you know, who's focused almost entirely on movement speed between the Dead Man's Blade and Stridebreaker, the Ghost as well, it's infuriating to play against that Serilda's.
I mean, I think back to the start of this game, when we talked about draft. Well, I mean, when we kind of look about how this early game went out, the expectation was Adam would be able to gain advantages in the top side of the map. He was also isolated because of the early level 1 play, but this game was largely very even, with BDS getting a kill or two here or there onto Wunder to try and put him behind. It was largely thanks to Noah and Trymbi that Fnatic was really competing in the early game because of their early skirmishes. But this game has largely been played around these neutral objectives, just the fights back and forth. And it seems that Fnatic has just been outplaying BDS in the fights, where Noah has been stepping up over Crownie.
Yeah, and I also want to give a little bit of credit to Wunder here as well, as a player who has been focused, a player who has been behind across this entire series. He was 1.9k behind individually at a lot of points in this game, but plays well in the team fights, makes up for some of those lane discrepancies that were so difficult for Fnatic in the early game. And while Adam still certainly has the lead and can be a massive threat in these fights, Wunder's done a good job of staying relevant in this game.
Also, you know, the Maokai is the only real source of AP, and he's building Radiant Virtue, so when you're playing Darius, Tristana, Sivir, Frozen Heart for Ezreal already being built up. Labrov, this blast cone engage could be big.
Blast now immediately going to lock to the back line. Where's the follow-up going to be, though? The Azir tower now laid down. BDS, this is the fight they were looking for. Wunder frontlining, body blocking so much immediate damage. Trymbi will get cut down. Noah continuing to step forward. BDS will disengage.
What an insane engage from Labrov, using the empowered blast cone to just land on top of both the carries underneath the Azir tower. That might net them a Baron.
Flash in from Adam. He wants to take the jungler out of the equation. No more 50-50s. Bringing Maokai all the way back. Nuke untouched for now. Noah trying to connect on the Mystic shots. TP coming in from Fnatic. BDS retreating back into the choke point. But Noah does so much damage. He does not give a damn. He just continues to step up, knowing that the team is behind and that BDS do not have the tools to get on top of him. Humanoid looking for an angle, looking for a flank. But what will it cost him? Wunder here as well. Leandry's finally cutting him down. Crownie body blocking. Noah laying down the ultimate, but has to flash back out to safety. Both teams playing on the absolute edge.
Oh, Fnatic and Noah, so much poke onto BDS. That was a clutch play by Labrov to try and get them back into the game. Takes him a little longer than they expected to get down to Sejuani, but maybe they're going to sneak it. Let's see Fnatic's vision if possible here, because Noah's gone towards the dragon, and I don't think they're expecting a Baron start. There's no smite on BDS. Humanoid.
Wunder.
Gonna push them away.
Okay, wow, okay.
And that's gonna be Chemtech Soul for the side of Fnatic. And again, it's not anyone's favorite Soul, but still pretty impactful in a game like this that's so tight.
I mean, we're gonna get a replay of that engage. And again, huge credit to Labrov. Even though he doesn't kill the backline, he just forces them to retreat immediately, making it so much easier for BDS to focus down the front line. So you'll see here, over the wall with the blast code, gets the two-man knocker. Ezreal is going to E away, Humanoid's going to flash away, and now look at how isolated Trymbi and Wunder are. The pullback from Adam is clutch, the damage is good, and then they have to disengage. Wunder now doesn't have anything available, he needs to go and reset. And then it's this damage coming out from Noah. He's just elegantly dancing around the fight. Difficult to lock down. Adam
looks for the pick onto Trymbi, trying to lock the guy out of the fight. Wunder now leaping in. He knows he has the backline access already. Razork coming in as well, and Noah continuing to be untouched. Wunder fearless as he steps up. Crownie now versus Humanoid. Crownie flashing out to safety. How much damage can he get down? Manages to get one more, but he needs to get the hell away from that crocodile. Stun coming in. Point and click, baby. And Wunder cleans house as Fnatic turn to the Baron.
Only Trymbi falls while 4 die on the side of BDS. A well-played fight from Fnatic. Once again, Noah and Humanoid become such difficult targets to lock down. But Trymbi, props to him, he was able to do a lot in the final moments. Getting the ultimate off, getting what CC he could. They're going to wait for Trymbi to come back to life before finishing off this Baron, but you'll see here, Trymbi gets hooked over the wall as quickly as he can. He's going to land whatever CC he can. Gets a two-man ultimate off, lands the hook onto Adam, then Adam gets chunked out to allow for Wunder to tear them apart.
Razork landed his ult onto Nuke, and then he instantly got slam dunked, and Tristana's gone. Humanoid dashes in, gets Crownie's flash, gets a kill, stopwatches the boomerang. Wunder flash W, auto after the Q. I think Razork, what a nice ultimate onto Tristana there, instantly gets one of the carries down. And Wunder dealing with a lot of the front line.
And And now, Fnatic in total control. They've got the Soul, they've got the Baron, they've got a 6K gold lead. Set to take over here. 5.5K damage in the previous fight from Humanoid. You can see that Crownie is becoming a bigger and bigger threat in terms of damage numbers, but just was not able to find the access to a lot of the backliners on the side of Fnatic.
Well, they have double AD carry, so that's a lot of wave clear. Static Shift and the Sivir, but can they step up to hit the wave? Look how far Crownie is backed off. You know, you have wave clear, but Fnatic have threat, and threatening you, if you want to step up and clear this wave when he has no flash, it's too much. So now they'll just push in mid, move to top. Maybe Adam can get this bot tier 2 for an objective bounty, but by the time he gets that down, they're going to lose this double inhibitor.
Difficult position. BDS seemingly ready to concede the inhibitor based on the fact that Adam is in the bottom side of the map, but were they ready to concede too? There's really no avenue for them to contest that. Huge advantage now at this stage of the game. So much pressure going to come through on the top side of the map.
Adam has an opportunity to stay bot, try and get some gold back. Seeing the rest of Fnatic choose to reset.
They could chase him.
Gonna try. Slow is applied there onto Adam. Do they have a TP? No, doesn't look like it. He's sweeping out what he can. He's currently in the fog.
Oh, the double blast code. Look how far Razork's going to travel. Now he can maybe ult him.
Ben, Adam locked up, wants to keep it going. Stun is already connected. He's not going to get a chance.
They're going.
Oh, they are determined. It's starting to feel a little bit personal. Vengeance for Wunder here on the bottom side, but Sheo now coming in. The rest of BDS nowhere to be found, and that's going to be one dead Darius. Humanoid sweeping in to find that kill, and this might just be the end in favor of Fnatic.
How many units did that Sejuani just travel with the double blast cone tech, with the Q as well? And they have a wave here, Fnatic, so that's going to be easily another inhibitor falling. 50 seconds on the buff. Humanoid's dancing. He knows it's basically done. That's the nail in the coffin here. BDS are going to have to clear through triple inhib.
Duke tried to catch the mid wave so that Fnatic have less to play with, but Fnatic have numbers. They have the poke as well. Level 18s coming out across the board. Now they're going to continue their siege. They only have this one wave to play with for now.
Last
the ultimate
stand.
from Maokai.
Maokai will just to generate a little bit of space. I don't even think they want the fight. They just want the wave. They'll get it. One more wave now coming in behind them. And the cannon minion still empowered, still there as Fnatic slowly but surely walk their way in. Labrov now marked up to be stunned if he tries to get anything done. Noah now dominating Fnatic. It should just be a clean finish as long as they do not get over eager. This game is theirs. Crownie continuing to walk up. This time around, Crownie's ready with the spell shield. Wunder on the back line, still surviving. Labrov looking for his hero moment. Adam stepping in, but he's not going to connect. Trymbi now walking up. Adam is going to try to find the reset, but he doesn't quite get it done. Wunder now is going to be in trouble. Humanoid just needs to end the game. They just need to hit the Nexus, but they can't help themselves. They're having a damn good time tearing through BDS as Fnatic move up to match point.
Yeah, one game away from going to Montpellier. And great performance from the Fnatic bot lane. Wunder again just being this weak side, tanking a lot of the pressure from BDS, but it's Noah and Trymbi that step up on this Ezreal Nautilus. Noah's positioning in fights in the lane phase alongside Trimby's engages were just phenomenal.
It's crazy to think how even this game was for such a long time. Wunder struggling on the top side, whereas Adam and Sheo did a great job of kind of isolating him from the rest of his team. But in the bot lane 2 versus 2, it was just the Noah Trymbi show. That duo was just overperforming in this game, finding 2v2 kills, building advantages, playing the fights incredibly well. That duo really came to their own here in Game 3.
I think that they did as well, absolutely. And BDS maybe kicking themselves after that Baron, maybe over eager to force.
Wow, I forgot about that.
I mean, it's such a wild,
steal,
so many things happened in that game. You know, credit to Fnatic for, despite topside being so strong, weathering that storm, coming back, building that massive advantage, and taking over. For BDS, it's tough now because this is the game where you had side selection, right? You're going to get it again, but you've now already lost on both sides. It's a tricky thing to navigate the rest of this series.
Breaking someone on blue side in the best of 5 is tough to come back from.
Certainly is. For now, though, we're going to send it over to a quick break. When we return, the analyst desk sets us up for Game 4 in this series.